Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. I told a little bit of a fib that I was going to plan my videos a little bit differently, but I had a wave of free time. So we'll bring you the Black Friday Bears Eagles preview, and then we'll be back later today for NBA, and then back tomorrow for the full NFL. I owe some ornaments on this tree. Christian Watson was the king of the end zone yesterday, which we had as one of our three best bets. He was my favorite from that game. So if you took him, congrats. I need to tally up how many of you actually typed in the comments Christian Watson, and then we'll add those ornaments. Otherwise, let's get talking about today, and we'll start with the fact that this game is early. Like, it's like 1 o'clock is like the pregame show, and then I think it kicks off at 3, which is quite a bizarre time. As for yesterday, hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving. We cashed our tush push, our best bet, if you will, Bengals plus 7.5. They ended up winning outright. Could have took them on the money line for a little bit more bonus bucks. We cashed our Christian Watson anytime touchdown plus 195. Mitchell Tinsley, this was one of the more disappointing plays. The dude had 9 targets and caught 2 passes. He had a go route, and he just kind of stopped on like the 4-yard line and did like a little hitch, and he had the corner beat. He should have just taken, I don't know if anybody's watching. I'm making an excuse for the fact that he should have had a touchdown. Joe Burrow threw him a ball in the end zone. It landed in the end zone, and he was like 2 steps short because he did a little hitch that he didn't even need to do. So the read was there. Unfortunately, we did not cash. And then our Hail Mary play, Brock Wright was scratched. Watson scored. Mahomes did not score. Jamar Chase did not score. So, no harm, no foul. Hopefully if you tailed, it was for small units. Let's look at today. We got a 6.5 point spread, 7 in some spots. If you like the Bears, make sure you find yourself a 7 and not a 6.5. The total is at 44.5, which for the NFL is either right on average or it's a little low. And I look at these defenses, and again, guys, I'm trying to streamline these videos. So if you are trying to get used to the format and I keep switching it up, I do apologize for that, but I am trying to make it so we can all be at the same place at the same time and make everything as easy for you as I can. So defensively, if you look at their run defenses, the Bears' run defense is horrible. One of the worst in the league and has been for the last few games. And their pass defense is not much better. It has improved. It started the year off the worst, but they were missing some guys. They've gotten healthier, and so they've improved marginally, but it's not. They're certainly not a steel curtain out there. So defensively, this Bears team's not great. And then you look at the Eagles, and while they have been a little better against the run lately, you watched them last week against Dak Prescott, and I know CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens with Dak Prescott, probably one of the most talented trios, at least on paper, in the league skill-wise. So maybe it's not the best comparison. I do think Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze is a step down from those three, but those are formidable guys. So, I look at this total of 44.5 and say these defenses have not shown me enough to say that this is deserving of a total that low. I would be more comfortable with it sitting 47.5, 48.5. So I like the over a little bit here. I also think that Williams will be passing quite a bit just out of necessity in this one. I can see the fact that the Bears may trail early. We know that Philly gets off to hot starts, and I just think it's going to set itself up for a lot of passing opportunities for Caleb Williams. But I also like Barkley props. Barkley has struggled in recent weeks. He, whether it be just a lack of opportunities or I don't know what the answer is truly, but you look at his stats lately and you kind of question how this guy almost broke the rushing record last year, how he was such a dominant force in the same offense. And this year, it's just not been the case. Now, they've lost some guys on the offensive line. You could maybe blame that. I don't know if it's the A.J. Brown drama with him talking about not getting enough targets and then trying to navigate the passing game. I don't know what the answer is. I think this is a great spot for Barkley to get back to his 2024 Barkley greatness. Softest matchup he's had in quite some time. So I do expect Philly to respond. I'm not going to pick a side in this one. I like what the Bears have done, and I think the Bears are undervalued in the market. I would prefer Bears plus 7.5, but I'd probably take Eagles minus 6.5. Like, I'm just right. I think that number is pretty efficient. When we look at touchdowns, Obviously, Chicago has given up one of the league's worst 15 at the wide receiver position. Running backs, not been great. 11 touchdowns to running backs and 3 touchdowns to QB. We know Jalen Hurts likes to run the ball. He's got 8 on the year. For the other side of the ball, Philly has been, and you're gonna look at this. You're gonna say Williams passing. Well, look at how good their defense has been. Yeah, they've been pretty darn good at stopping the pass. I just sometimes you gotta trust your gut, and my gut says that Caleb Williams, with the volume and with the newfound love he has for Moore, Odunze, and even Colston Loveland, 3 touchdowns on the year. I think he had 1 or 2 last week. He's got the weapons, and this offense is clicking under Ben Johnson. So while this does, while this may scare you, you may be scared away from Chicago. If these 5-2, Philly's pass defense looks pretty respectable, at least for the touchdown perspective. If that scares you, don't bet it. I'm choosing to. That doesn't mean you have to. I don't know anything. I'm doing this for fun. So again, Dallas Goedert 7 TDs stands out to me, but he's been sort of cold the last few weeks, and when they get into that red zone, man, it's just so tough with how often they go to Barkley, and then when they're inside the 5, they just push their way into the end zone. So look through there. Chicago spreads it around quite a bit. Monangai has really come into the fold a lot more than Swift lately. They've split carries, but Monangai, they seem to be wanting to get him going at the goal line, so maybe he's worth a look. DJ Moore had 2 last week. I believe Loveland only had 1 last week. And Rome has 6, but hasn't scored very many as of late. So, my targets, and I'm going to put it in quotes, if you just look at the data, anybody for Philly is probably safe. And Chicago running backs, if you look at a weakness on this team for Philly's defense, it's probably the running back position. Here are my official plays for this game. Again, guys, I'm doing this completely for fun. If you want to track any of these bets on Pickett, see what I'm playing elsewise, you can do so. Green Means Go Sports is my tag on there. I have all these public, so you can see what I'm playing. A lot of promos is what I play, so you can see how I'm doing those. If you're new to Pickett, use my code. We each get $3. You can track your bets. So Tush Push, my favorite bet is the over 43.5. I got that on Novig at -105, so a good price. And sign up. Again, I don't want to plug it all the time, but if you sign up for Novig, if you haven't, you use my code. You get a deposit match. My first and goal play is Barkley anytime touchdown. I know it's a little bit risky with how much Jalen Hurts gets the ball, but I think Barkley is due. It's the due factor. It's getting him involved. He gets a soft defense. I think he can find a way to score at -115 anytime. My third and long play, Caleb Williams, 2 passing TDs. You may look at the data and you may say, you're a fool, you're an idiot, you're a moron. How could you do that to yourself? I love the number. +200 in a game where I think he's going to have to pass a ton. After 2 straight weeks of finding rhythm within this passing offense, Ben Johnson is clicking. Again, Ben Johnson was the offensive coordinator for the Lions last year when they had so much success, and now he's the head coach here. And I love the price. I'm okay with the matchup. I'm running it. And then my Hail Mary play, I will tell you that these odds are the result of a 50% boost on FanDuel. FanDuel is giving a boost or a risk-free bet today. I went ahead and claimed the boost because my risk-free bet is only $5. So I took the 50% boost, and I picked 3 TD scores. So again, guys, this is low units. This is for fun. I'm not expecting to win all of these. This is a 1 in 50 chance. So I could, in theory, if there's 18 weeks of a season, I could give one of these style of plays out once a week for 2.5 seasons, and if I hit 1, we make money. So that's how you have to think about this. And I hate losing, obviously, but that's a tough thing to hit, but I like it. Jalen Hurts, a little bit of a pseudo hedge to Barkley. DJ Moore has found a ton of red zone targets, and then Kyle Monangai, I think, gets some of those red zone carries. So a little risky going with 2 Bears, obviously, when Philly is likely the better matchup, but the odds are better for Chicago. So I'll take that. Last thing I'll say is our NBA preview, which we crushed last week or Wednesday night, and I haven't even been able to victory lap it yet. We'll do that later today. I do have to run some errands here in a bit, so I'm going to aim to get that out about 3 p.m. Eastern, roughly, maybe at around the start of the NFL game. So check that out, and then we'll do the rest of our NFL preview. I'll probably drop that tomorrow on Saturday. So appreciate you guys. Sorry for the chaos with the holidays and just trying to navigate it. We're making it work. Hopefully it's worked for you. Otherwise, guys, I appreciate you very much, and we'll see you later today for NBA.